Oh, well, it's 2024 and I was gone for 5 years, but I'm finally back in Comic Fiesta. So let's talk about it. If you guys don't know, I started volunteering for Comic Fiesta back in 2018 when my girlfriend told me, hey, did you know that Comic Fiesta is hiring volunteers to help take care of the event? And I was shocked that that was even a thing, only for me to check and realize that, yep, that has been a thing for quite some time. So I signed up for it without hesitation. And ever since then, I've continued volunteering for Comic Fiesta until 2019. Well, it's not like I didn't want to continue volunteering, but circumstances happened that made me disappear for the next 5 years until 2024. And I'm here to explain why. So, 2020, I don't think it needs any other introduction other than the fact that COVID happened, and that pretty much sucked. It threw a wrench in all kinds of events, including ACG events. And I'm not really sure if the same thing applied for 2021, but I guess I'm not so sure. I'm actually not sure if COVID was the reason why 2021 also didn't happen. Maybe it did happen, but I was definitely out of the loop when it comes to Comic Fiesta after 2020. But that doesn't explain why I didn't show up in 2022 and 2023. And a simpler explanation for that was that I was working for a company that didn't let me have my annual leaves on the dates that I wanted. And that pretty much sucked because that meant I couldn't volunteer for Comic Fiesta for 2 years. And the reason why it didn't last any longer was because I finally resigned from that company in 2024, and I have since been hired by a company that respects me as a human being and allows me to have an annual leave, or should I say two annual leaves, for Comic Fiesta 2024, specifically 21st December and 22nd December. So, player support, if you are watching this, thank you very, very much for letting me have my annual leaves during these dates. These dates are important, and I really, really wanted to make this comeback because Comic Fiesta is just that important for me. And the fact that you guys understood that this is like important to me means that you guys are basically way better than most of the companies that I've worked with. And because of that, I swear my loyalty to player support. And thus leads to Comic Fiesta 2024. So if you guys were wondering what I look like in Comic Fiesta, well, here's a picture. I didn't take this picture, and I'm kind of glad that someone else took this picture. Long story short, Comic Fiesta needed someone to take care of the line, and considering that I am big and tall, I decided, you know what, I'll do it. And I did it for 5 hours. That was just one of the many tasks that I had to do, and I'm not gonna go into the details of the other tasks that I did, but I'm actually quite happy to have become a sign for where the queue ends because I get to interact with a lot of people. I get to do a little bit of basic customer service, telling people, hey, it's gonna be fine, the lines are moving, I'm doing the very best that I can do to help you guys get into the event. And I enjoy every single moment of that. And from there, I get to meet a lot of cool people along the way. Heck, some people even gave me candy because they cared for my health and safety. And to those who have given me candy while I was taking care of the line, thank you very much. I enjoyed the candy. The sour candy was delicious, and the salt candy was also good. I pretty much finished it immediately. Wish I had more, but that was kind of my fault because they offered me to give me more, but I didn't want to intrude. I didn't want to like go overboard with it, so I just took a reasonable amount, which, to be fair, was it wasn't enough, but it definitely helped, and I'm very thankful to have received candy. My girlfriend got Royce chocolate though, which is who the hell walks around Comic Fiesta with Royce chocolates? You must be baller as hell. But yeah, someone took a picture of me taking care of the line, and I'm very thankful that that person took a picture of me. And I'm just going to credit that person because I feel like he deserved it. Crispy Egg took this picture of me. He actually took like 3 pictures, maybe 2. I'm not sure. I only saved 2. But he took pictures of me during the first day of Comic Fiesta, where I took care of the line, and I'm very thankful for that because I never really had the time to just take a picture of myself because I was quite busy. Also, thanks to Jerry for showing me the Facebook post where he found pictures of me taking care of the line. I wouldn't have found it if it weren't for him. But yeah, immediately when I got those photos, I was like, I gotta share this. I gotta share this. I finally have proof that I actually did something during Comic Fiesta. I mean, there were other proofs, but this one is like, this one's prominent. This one is prominent. I definitely look like I did something. But yeah, after I shared these photos in my Instagram and Twitter, and I tagged Crispy Egg, something surprising happened. Crispy Egg, he contacted me, and that was kind of a shock. I wasn't really expecting Crispy Egg to respond because I looked at his social profiles in Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I found that he was active in Facebook, but not so much on Instagram and Twitter. I feel like in Instagram and Twitter, he was quite dormant. So for him to respond to me on Instagram was kind of a shocker because it felt like, am I in trouble for sharing these photos? And like, am I not allowed to share these photos? I was scared. I was anxious, and like, I didn't get to expand the notification. I was just worried. Hell, like I was thinking, like, oh my god, he's going to sue me. He's gonna take me to court. I'm gonna be bankrupt, and I can never volunteer for Comic Fiesta ever again. Turns out that really was paranoia because the actual message was nothing like that. Instead, he just wanted to tell me that he took that picture because I was very prominent as a sign. And thank you for telling me I did a good job. At least someone out there thought I did a good job, and I'm very happy to have received that feedback. Moving forward, I will be a sign for as long as I can, up until I'm needed for anything else. So returning to Comic Fiesta meant that I was able to reconnect with my past gang, and I get to meet new friends along the way. I mean, it sort of felt like a lot has changed, but some things just stay the same, and I'm quite glad that that was the case because my old gang was still there, and I was so happy to see them. And I also get to meet a couple of like new friends along the way. I'm just really thankful to have returned back to Comic Fiesta because I get to experience being a volunteer all over again. And I get to meet new people along the way too. That was fun. That was fun. I mean, truth be told, there were a couple of ups and there were a couple of downs, but I did not regret a single thing. I feel like in every Comic Fiesta I've volunteered for, 2018, 2019, and now 2024, I'm just happy to have been a part of Comic Fiesta. I get to be useful, I get to be a part of a community, and I get to be of service, which I've always wanted to be. But I don't think it's just about my experience. I feel like Comic Fiesta is the kind of event where everyone is just having a personal experience. I feel like everyone is having like their own time. They get to experience Comic Fiesta in different ways that makes it unique to every single one of them. Doesn't matter if you're a visitor, a crew, a committee, or an exhibitor, or a contestant. It really doesn't matter what you are. The moment you enter Comic Fiesta, you're just going to have an experience that not everyone is going to share. And I think that's what makes Comic Fiesta special. And it's also the reason why I volunteer for Comic Fiesta, because I want to have a special moment. And from there, you can kind of tell that I truly cherish Comic Fiesta as an event. I'm just happy to be a part of Comic Fiesta, man. I mean, I'm even more happy knowing that my girlfriend tagged along with me and just wanted to be with me every step of the way. I guess rather than just thanking Comic Fiesta, I should also thank my girlfriend. Here's my girlfriend. If you guys don't know, she's an utaite. I mean, she was an utaite. She did sing a couple of songs. Here are some songs that she sang. I hope she doesn't mind that. I feel like she does. I feel like the moment I publish this video, I'm dead. But yeah, I'm very thankful to have been a part of Comic Fiesta. And I wish to be a part of Comic Fiesta forever. Also, something of note, while I was doing a little bit of shopping in a convenience store in Bukit Jalil, I came across a Comic Fiesta visitor, an attendee. He was wearing like a Bochi the Rock shirt, so I can tell that he went to Comic Fiesta. After all, I've met a couple of people in Comic Fiesta who also wore Bochi the Rock shirts, so I think it was quite obvious at that point. We had a nice chat. We talked about our experiences in Comic Fiesta, but he did ask me that one question. Why did I volunteer for Comic Fiesta? Why do I still volunteer for Comic Fiesta? And I feel like that is a good question. And everyone in Comic Fiesta that has volunteered will have their own reasons, but I'm here to talk about my reasons. So I'm just going to say it like I have two reasons. The first one is selfish and the second one is altruistic. So I'll start with the selfish. I wanted to be a part of Comic Fiesta because I wanted to be a part of something big. And Comic Fiesta is as big as it can be. It is quite possibly the biggest anime convention you could ever go to in Malaysia. And who wouldn't want to be part of something that big? But then there's a second reason to that. The altruistic reason why I do what I do. And that is that aside from being a part of something big, I also want to make sure that the event is as good as it can be. Because like I said previously, everyone is having a personal experience with Comic Fiesta. And we want to make sure that people who come to Comic Fiesta, whether you are there to have fun or you're there because you are having like an important thing happening there, maybe you have a booth over there, maybe you have some business over there, maybe you are a contestant. It doesn't matter. If you're in Comic Fiesta, you need to have a good time, because who wouldn't want to have a good experience in Comic Fiesta? I went to Comic Fiesta back in 2012 and I had a good experience, and I want everyone in Comic Fiesta to have a good experience as well. Other people may have different reasons, and each reason is valid because that's why they're here in the first place. But I hope that gives you an insight as to why we volunteers do what we do. And I hope that if you're watching this and if you're thinking that you would like to volunteer for Comic Fiesta, please do so. We could always use the extra help, and if we have more people to help us out, it would make things so much easier. Of course, you're free to just be a visitor. I mean, at the very least, you get to enjoy what the event has to offer. And we will be there to take care of you every step of the way. But if you have enough energy and the dedication to extend past just visiting, we are more than happy to accept you. And with that, I'm done. I'm done pouring my heart. Once again, it's been fun, and I'm very glad to have returned to Comic Fiesta once again. Hopefully I don't disappear in the next 5 years. To all my colleagues and ex-colleagues that have attended Comic Fiesta this year, thank you very much for attending. I'm quite glad to have seen you guys. To all the Comic Fiesta crew members, to all the committees, to all the exhibitors and contestants that I am able to just interact with, or at the very least meet along the way. Thank you guys so much for what you guys do. You guys are doing really well. I am glad to have been of assistance, and I wish to continue being an assistance. To all the visitors of Comic Fiesta, thank you so much for coming. It's truly an honor to have you guys here, and I hope the next one is going to be even better. I can already tell that it's better because I only volunteered for 2018 and 2019 prior to 2024. 2024 was actually quite smooth. It was the smoothest Comic Fiesta I've ever volunteered for. And I hope it was smooth for everyone else too. Sorry for the mishaps and the issues that propped up along the way. We do our best to be as proactive as we can, and we hope that it was enough. And if it wasn't enough, we'll do better next year. Until then, it's Christmas, or at least I hope by the time I upload this, it would still be Christmas because I'm actually recording this at 10:28 p.m. on Christmas. So if it's still Christmas, I just want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, Kongsi Christmas, Jingle Halal, and until next time.